What's going on, guys? Welcome to Clutch People. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And today I'm going to be starting a series as I'm going to be going 14-1. Of course, all the lottery picks and just the history of the lottery picks of that certain number dating back to 2010. And I'm going to really be telling you guys the history of that. History repeats itself or rewrites itself. I believe it repeats itself. Of course, for example, Frank Ntilikina was the 8th overall pick in the draft, and a lot of people are like, he's a bust and that type of thing. But if you really look back at the 8th overall pick, how many of those players have been successful? Not a lot of them, but I'm really looking forward to going 14-1. And just because you're taking with the 8th overall pick does not mean you have to be an all-star. Some people think if you're just automatically a lottery pick, you have to be an NBA all-star. You have to be a solid contributor. But some players may just get that first paycheck and they stop caring about the game, or they don't have the right head on their shoulders, or they're not in good management, or put in the position to be successful. So we're going to be starting off with the 14th overall pick in this episode, as it's in the 2019 NBA draft. Romeo Langford was taken by the Boston Celtics with the 14th overall pick. I actually had really high hopes for Romeo Langford. A lot of people hate on Romeo Langford. They're calling him a bust, but he's never really gotten the fair opportunity. I know he was a beast out of high school, was kind of a disappointment when he came to Indiana. I believe he only averaged like 10 points. He was taken for his potential, but of course he's not going to be able to start. They're a win-now type of team. He was down in the G League, but I believe he even struggled in the G League. But if they're able to develop him, that would be nice. But right now, it's an unknown if we know if Romeo Langford's going to be good, but we know the Boston Celtics, Brad Stevens really knows how to develop players. Next up, 2018 NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets selected Michael Porter Jr. Looking back, this is a good pick. Of course, Michael Porter Jr., one of the beastly players out of high school. He struggled at Missouri, wasn't that efficient due to injuries as well. That's why his numbers look bad, because he only had such a small sample size. But he didn't play that much, like I said, due to back injuries. He was injury-prone at Missouri. And like I said, he was getting compared to like Kevin Durant out of high school. And then he went to the Denver Nuggets, and I thought it was a perfect position for him because there was no pressure on him to succeed right away due to having a win-now mode team already. And he's been thriving in the bubble, and it's so much fun to watch him play. He's just been unbelievable when he's gotten his fair opportunity. Finally, not having minutes restrictions, we're starting to see what he's really capable of at the next level. He's a great scorer of the basketball. He's a better defender than I thought. He has a long wingspan. His ability to get out in transition and handle the basketball. I would say he has to get better as a playmaker, recognizing when someone's open when he's penetrating to the basket. But right now, this is looking like a good pick for the Denver Nuggets. 2017 NBA draft, the Miami Heat selected Bam Adebayo from Kentucky. This is looking like a good draft pick. Bam Adebayo is a good defensive player, most likely could win Most Improved Player on him or Brandon Ingram. But Bam Adebayo has really developed his game. He can handle the basketball now in transition. It's so much fun to watch Bam Adebayo for sure. He can develop a consistent three-point jumper. It's going to be really scary for the Miami Heat because they're going to continue to get better. But it's been amazing seeing Bam Adebayo's growth since his rookie year from Kentucky. Some people were comparing him to Dwight Howard. I don't think he's Dwight Howard. He's a much better handler of the basketball, but I don't think people realize Dwight Howard, when he was with the Orlando Magic in his prime, he was absolutely unbelievable. 2016 NBA draft, Denzel Valentine from Michigan State, drafted by the Chicago Bulls. He was really good at Michigan State. It's been a disappointment in the NBA. When he's gotten his opportunities, he scored the basketball, but he's a very inefficient player, and he's really inconsistent. He's actually not really worked out at all. In my opinion, you could say he's been like a solid player at best at his peak in his career. 2015 NBA draft, Oklahoma City Thunder selected Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne from Murray State. Of course, John Morant did at 10 Murray State. Looks like right now John Morant's been the only player to work out from Murray State because Cameron Payne, absolutely disappointment. You could say he's one of the worst players in the NBA. Not much to talk about. 2014 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns selected T.J. Warren. Terrible for the Phoenix Suns because they traded him away for cash. And T.J. Warren's been unbelievable. A lot of people just say he's been starting to be good in the bubble, but he's actually been good this whole season, shooting nearly 50% from the field, almost 20 points per game. He's an extremely efficient player, and he can score in a barrage of different ways in his arsenal. It's so much fun to watch T.J. Warren play, and it's so amazing to see the recognition he's getting because he deserves it so much. 2013 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz selected Shabazz Muhammad from UCLA. He's probably been like a solid player at best in his NBA career, but he's a freak athlete, never really had the consistent jump shot in his arsenal. There's not much to talk about Shabazz Muhammad. He hasn't really panned out much in the NBA. 2012, the Milwaukee Bucks selected John Henson from UNC, the University of North Carolina, of course. John Henson is just an interesting player. Latest team he's played for is the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was out of the NBA for a certain spurt for sure, but at best, he's been just a solid guy, an old school type of guy down low. Can't really stretch it outside to the perimeter. Right now, he's kind of just in the NBA for like some NBA just to be a veteran and really help out those young guys, but he doesn't really fit today's NBA when it comes to stretching it to the outside. 2011 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets selected Marcus Morris from Kansas. Marcus Morris has been one of the greatest 3-and-D players, in my opinion. He's definitely that type of player that can really score off the dribble, ISO situations. He can score within the offense. Most of the time, really in catch-and-shoot situations. Had a career year with the Knicks. Ended up being dealt to the Clippers. He's been disappointing there, but Marcus Morris has been a very good value for the 14th overall pick. The 2010 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets selected Patrick Patterson from Kentucky. We know Kentucky produces a lot of NBA talent. Some works out, a lot of it doesn't work out. But Patrick Patterson, he's been a solid role player. He's currently a member of the Los Angeles Clippers. Not much to write home about Patrick Patterson. But let me know down below your thoughts on these number 14 overall picks of the history dating back to 2010. And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.